Peace, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to season 4, episode 1 of the P.W.P Sessions podcast. I'm your host, Noelle Figueroa. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. My first guest of the new year is poet Shawn Lackerson, aka King Shawn the Dawnn, and I'm happy to start off the new year right, um, connecting with some awesome poets and finding out what they're all about. Thank you all so much for your time and attention and support. Now, for those of you that may not be familiar with this podcast, the P.W.P Sessions podcast or the Poets with Purpose Sessions podcast is a podcast created where there are interviews with new or established authors of poetry, as well as rappers or MCs, featuring a performance of their work along with an audience Q&A session. I'm your host, Noelle Figueroa, the Anointed Pen, also known as the Poet. I am a poet, author, blogger, workshop facilitator, and event host, and I am the creator of the P.W.P Sessions. Tonight's guest is Shawn Lackerson, also known as King Shawn the Dawnn, and this is his bio. Shawn Lackerson, also known as King Shawn the Dawnn, is a 2024 honorable mention, 93rd Writers Digest Award recipient, and Lehman College graduate writing competition award recipient for Alice Minnie Hertz Henniger Prize for Graduate Creative Writing 2020. His poem was published with The Scene, a local magazine for upcoming artists. He also published an ebook and poetry anthology called Urban Words from a Young Urban Poet, available now at the Indy, Florida Library, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, and everywhere books are sold digitally. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you King Shawn the Dawnn. Hey, man.
No,
How you doing, man?
I'm good. Glad to be here.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for being my guest, man. So
Yeah.
let's get right down to it. Now, how would you describe yourself or define yourself?
Um, well, I consider myself like a writer and a poet. Like I've dabbled in a lot of things like in the arts, but I feel like my real talent comes from writing. So I would say definitely a writer. Yeah.
Now, how did you get into poetry? Like what first grabbed your attention as far as poetry is concerned?
Well, I would say I first developed a love for poetry. I would say in the fifth grade. I had went to this public school, and we had like a poetry contest, and I just had to perform a poem. And my mom, she used to write like songs and stuff, and she had wrote a poem, and I just recited. I took time to study the content, which was called America poem, and I had won first place in that poetry slam, and that was like the spark to actually like want to take this further. Cause I really appreciate the recognition that I was getting and the love, and it was just like the first starting point to to me as a writer and a poet.
That's what's up. Now, what were like when you started getting into poetry, like what were the first subjects that you started covering?
When I first started writing poetry, uh, I would write love poems. Uh, and it was like very vague. So it could have been like a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, or it could have just been like a love poem with any connection or like a family member or whatever. I started writing those love poems, and then I branched out to writing different topics.
And like what was your motivation to be a poet? Like what is it about poetry that made you feel like it was something that you could get into for yourself?
Well, I was a fan of like Langston Hughes. Um, and I also was a fan of like I had read I think Omar Tariq. He was another poet, and I seen a lot of like things that I could connect to just reading their work, and especially like Langston Hughes and like living in Harlem. at a young time. It was like that was like the center of attraction, like the Harlem Renaissance or whatever. And like his Langston Hughes poem Dreams, holding on to your dreams and not letting them go, it really gave me hope. Like even when, you know, you don't have a good support system at times and it's just, our reality is wrong and like dreams are very important. Dreams what makes up everything.
And like as you started um like as you started perfecting your craft and
Mhm.
maturing in your writing, who or what would you say helped you to develop your skills as a writer and a poet?
Um, well, it'd be a combination of poets and writers. So like when I first started, it was like Langston Hughes and it was Omar Tyree. And then I also, being coming from an acting background, August Wilson was another person who like I was interested in because even though it was like scripts and plays, I was fascinated by the way he tells stories about, the typical black families at like the time period in the 1900s. And it was just like he developed that storytelling that was so vivid and he captured the essence of black culture and his scripts. And I used that and incorporated and my own writing as a poet to be more descriptive and be able to paint these pictures with my words and play with lines and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Now, what would be what would be like the first poem that you wrote that actually got any type of attention or recognition, like whether it was a contest or like an open mic you went to.
Hmm. I would say probably like around like fifth to sixth grade, I had wrote a poem. It wasn't a love poem, but it was like I was considered weird. So like I had wrote a poem called Underneath where I was just like describing like a horror event.
Mhm.
Uh, it was like underneath the ground there lives a man who runs out at night and cuts off people's hands. He eats their insides and leaves the skin. He chews the brain off as fast as he can. So I wrote something like that, and it kind of gained people's attention. At first, they were like, "He's so weird," but then like other people were supportive of it. They was like, "No, you're different," and a lot of people just like gravitated to that. And I'm just like, just to be able to like say what I was feeling, but be able to be descriptive and paint these images was so important. So yeah, I would definitely say like the fifth, sixth grade. Yeah.
Now, when at what point in time was it where um you decided where you decided to step out and actually get a poem published? Like what was that process like for you?
Well, I had went to like the Harlem bomb shelter. I would go there a lot, and I would like when it first started opening it and menacing like as early stages like I would say like around 2010-ish, somewhere around there when it started. And I would like, link up with other poets like Poet Boy D. And I would be exposed to other people's writing. And after performing it a while and like studying my own craft, like memorizing poems and being able to perform them, I really like got a lot of feedback from the audience. And it's like, oh, I like this poem, I like this poem. So I would take that in consideration. And I always knew that I wanted to publish a book of poetry, but it's just that I never took the step to do it. So like I would like save files and different poems. And the end of last year, which is 2024, that's when I was able to publish the poem. And I do have like the book here. Uh, yeah, Urban
What's up?
Words from
So
yeah.
is that your first book, your very first book?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm, that's what's up. That's what's up. Now, how was the process for you putting that book together?
Um, well, I had poems, so I had to like collect like package the poems, like put in like however many I wanted to put them in, and like I had like found this like website that I was looking on YouTube because I was trying to avoid like people who scam and like just people who want your money, but like people who would help like actual artists. So um uh it was an easy process. I just like had the files, upload them, and then it was just like more creative with the cover and the background. So it, it wasn't much to it. It's just I was holding myself back.
Right. And do you consider this book to be self-published?
Yeah.
Hmm. That's what's up. That's what's up. Did you prefer that method as opposed to trying to go through the traditional publishing route? Did you find that to be easier for you?
Yeah, because it gave me like more artistic freedom. So like far as the cover and like me as an artist, like who's coming from like a theater background and you know, I'm able to like put the things that I want in the book and like design it the way I want to. So it was just like a easier route.
Right, right. And what was that feeling like for you when the book was finally finished and you got that delivery and you saw the finished book for the very first time? What was that like for you?
Um, it really didn't hit me until like once like I got the notification that it's published and I could like start having people pre-order and I'm just like, wow, the effort and everything that I put into the book, the designs, the cover, the everything, and it's just full front and it's just ready for purchase. So it was just like, wow,
Mhm.
yeah.
And what was like when you first started sharing the book, like what was people's initial reaction to it?
Well, some people like um because I had wrote a poem, Brother Belize, and I had talked about like a friend that I know who like died of cancer, and I was able to just be so descriptive, like my perception of him and how he impacted my life, and I had performed that poem, and I was able to put it in the book. So when people was reading it, they actually liked it and gravitated toward it. And it's just like, wow, like you touch me, like with your words, and it's just like to be able to do that. It's not all about the money. It's just like the impact that if I could like change somebody, like if I could impact somebody's life, it's worth it.
Right, right, exactly, exactly. And what subjects did you cover in this book?
I talked about from like family problems, like not anyone specific, but just that relationship, like a mother and son relationship or a father and daughter relationship, like how like for example, apartments for rent, living under somebody's household and that relationship, the tension that y'all have when y'all living together and you got to deal with like certain people like home rules or whatever. I talked about that. Um, I talked about like unrequited love, failed relationships. I talked about growing up in the city. Like I have a poem called Harlem's Nephew, and in there I talked about like um certain spots in New York that are like where people go eat at, like as far as like the chicken spot, uh, where or KFC. And then um I had other poems where like a where I'm from poem, and I talked about like like different landmarks like that, like Harlem Hospital or Jacobs, which is on 125th, like those type of things. So I really try to capture the essence of New York City because that's what the book was about. My experience growing up in New York City.
That's what's up. Now, who would you, who would you consider to be your poetic inspirations? Like who inspires you?
Um, hmm, I would say I know definitely Poetic Boy D. That's one person who inspired me. Um, I would say Lady K. Um, who else? There's so many. I would definitely say those are the top two who inspired me. Uh, Going to the events and seeing them perform, um, inspired me to use them as examples to be a better me.
Right, right. Now, is there do you have any subject that you like writing about more than others?
Hmm. Well, I would say I definitely like writing about uh a little bit writing about love poems, but sometimes I tend to write like felt relationships, but my focus either love or like a perspective of like growing up in a certain environment. Like those are like what I like to write about.
Right, right. And as far as the book, do you have any favorite poems from the book?
Let me see. Uh, the Way I'm From poem uh, is a poem called Stay With Me, and Harlem's Nephew. And I would say Brother Belize. Those are like my top favorite poems because I like not only like the feedback that I got from performing some of these poems, but the connection that I had to it when I was writing, that mind state that I was you know, like I'm Harlem's nephew, that young king. So it's like empowering the black man, you know.
Now you may have heard the word representation thrown around, right, in different circles for one reason or another. Now, in terms of your writing and who you are as a poet and as a person overall, how important is it to you to making sure that you're representing yourself in your totality through your writing and through your performances, whether you're talking about, race, religion, culture, education, all the things that make you who you are. How important is it to you that you're making sure that you're representing yourself in your totality through your work?
It's very important. Because like I grew up in a certain environment where it wasn't the best, but it taught me a lot, and I try to carry those lessons everywhere I go. Like I'm from New York, and I'm in Florida right now, but I've learned so much from New York, and I bring that what I learned in my writing, try to never change like who I am, because sometimes we go to a lot of events, we see a lot of poets, we perform, but we never want to get to a point where we start walking in their image and like not being true to who we are. So like that's something I don't want to change. Like I like writing about my emotions and I like writing about my environment. So that's a very important part to me. And you won't like see me like writing certain type of things that are just not in my essence because I don't come from it. I can't relate. I can't speak on something that I don't know.
Right, right. Yeah, definitely, definitely. And on that note, we're going to shift gears because now it's time, ladies and gentlemen, for King Shawn the Dawn to take the mic. Now, at this time, Shawn, I'm going
Yeah.
to give you space to perform up to 5 poems of your choosing to give our audience an idea of who you are as a poet and an author. So at this time, the floor is yours.
Okay. Cool. Let me see what poem I could really go into. Let me see. Uh, oh, we're gonna start with Brother Belize. Let's start with Brother Belize. Right. Hope you put a good word in for me to the man upstairs. I hope you share changes in me when I can't see the changes in myself. I never believed in a man on the cross until you crossed my path. Oh, freedom at last. Yet you died in your casket like Jesus died on the cross, almost like you died for my sins, then you died for a cause. Like you died to make sure that Jesus is real. And if he is, then you died for a purpose to make sure he hears my cries, yet you lie down peaceful at death. But we all knew you suffered. About the stories we heard about you and your brother in the hospital. They say you flatlined like Jesus, then rose from the dead, come back to send a message for that green light straight. See, you ain't come with no Bible, no scriptures, but you wanted your people to follow. So if you're like Jesus, then let me rewrite your Bible to learn your ways and teach them before judgment day. You come back from a flatline like Jesus come back for his children. Come back to send a message for that green light straightened. I love you, God. God knows I do. Now you free as can be. I just pray when I get to heaven, you've told that Lord to save a good seat for me. Please, brother, believe. Hey, let's see what else we got. All right. Mhm. All right. This one is apartments for rent. Uh, I performed this in New York City, Harlem Bomb Shelter, and a few other places. I need my own. Tired of coming home and shit always goes south. Something's always wrong. Always a huff and puff, scream and shout. I looked on apartments.com. I looked on Craigslist. Tired of that bullshit. You have to make 40 times the rent. Wash the dishes. Clean the tub. Mop the floor. Fuck them chores. Go to the store. Who wants to work for free? Take out the trash while you sit on your ass. Tired of you blasting music every day. Playing them same old ass songs. You don't like closed doors. I don't want to hear no more Luther Vandross. Get that shit a break. I wish I could slam this door right in your fucking face. Tired of walking on eggshells. If I do this, you get mad. If I do this and this, you get mad. Where's my dad? I didn't ask to be here. I'm not the one who opened my. Excuse me. I beg your pardon. I hate it here. I can't win for losing. I can't breathe. I need to hear with the bullshit. Up to the knee. Always catching a fucking fit. Fucking fit out of nowhere. Fuck out of here. I gotta you eat my stuff. You play the blame game talking about you gave me life. Well, you ain't buy this, so you ain't trying this. I can't live. Petsy motherfucker, I'm the worst one. I need my own. Thank you. Okay. So let's see here. What else? Uh, okay. This other one is called Stay. Stay with me. The room was dark, but just enough to see. The lights were low, but comforting for me. The music was playing while bodies conversed in conversation. I desired to kiss you here and touch you there. Yeah, just like that, we undressed instantly inside my mind, where I swear we reinvented sex 5, 6, 7 times. I was kissing your lips, you was kissing mine, and this exact moment, place, and time. Our lips touched, hearts raced, a surge of energy passed the lips from our faces and down our spine. I leaned into you, you leaned into me. You whispered, stay, stay with me. The music changed, darkness turned to day. We had to part separate ways because the party was over. What's your name? No, wait. Stay. Stay with me. Thank you. Let's see. I think we have time for one or two more poems. Uh, let me see. Uh, Harlem's nephew. I'm Harlem's nephew, that young king. Fried chicken cheese spot, KFC. That Big Mac, Philly cheesesteak. Take the cake, eat it up in your face. I got friends, new beginnings. The square root of four is two, man. That orange soda, that sun kiss. 12-ounce can, boy, we reminisce on the good days. Call it cornrows. Walking down 42nd with $1 for Doritos. I study hard, books and pens. Highlight is concentration. Yeah, I'm focused, man. Bad loans, trying to pay it off. You couldn't walk in my shoes with the right foot on. I'm not Harlem's nephew, that young king. Fried chicken cheese spot, KFC. I'm not Harlem's nephew, that young king. Fried chicken cheese spot, KFC. Thank you. See, I think we got one last one to close it. Let's see. Okay. I'll close out with this one. This was a recent one that had won me the Writer's Digest poem, the award Writer's Digest. It's called Smile. Okay. When we had Chinese chicken wings, times was good. When it was hard times, we had hot fries and hot sauce. Fries went a long way because we all had three or four. As long as nobody put their mouth on the bottle, no backwash. Remember John, Sandy, Uncle Ben? Like, how you been? Remember when, way back then, you had friends. You used to play with them. I'm going back in time to find exactly where I lost my smile. Talk is cheap, so let my heart guide the way. The lights shine, the flames are brighting, and the music is blasting away. Come out and play. Smile one more time. I'm going back in time to find exactly where I lost my smile. That's been hiding for a while, letting my heart show the way until it believes it can see the light. I'm teaching it to crawl before it can walk, build it up from the ground up, a lesson I was seldomly taught. Holding its hand one step at a time, baby steps until it's fully grown, until it's confident enough to say, Daddy, I'm not a baby anymore, and sit back like a proud dad and watch his son shine and rise on the throne and walk the burning sand all alone. Where exactly did I drop it off? Did I leave it in the hands of a stranger? Did I jeopardize my smile by putting it in danger? Is it under a tree? Is it inside of me? Did I lose it to the system? Did I let it play the victim? Did I lose it to the hands of trust or lust? Do I blame myself for it missing? It's my mission. Lord is my witness to find out what's been missing. Come out and play. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, King Shawn the Dawn has just blessed the mic with some awesome material, man. On point. Definitely on point, man. Thanks for sharing. That's what's up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to shift gears again for just a moment. So now at this time, we're going to do a little quick Q&A um, for the next few minutes. So what we're going to do right now is, let's see, just a second. Okay, all set. Now, at this time, I see we have Cynthia JB in the audience. Hey, Cynthia, thanks for joining in this evening. Do you have a question or a comment that you'd like to give for King Shawn the Dawn? She might have stepped away for the moment. Well, I'll ask you this, bro. If you could collaborate with any poet, living or deceased, who would it be and why?
I would say Langston Hughes and Maya Angelou.
Nice, nice.
I definitely was a fan of her poem, Loving Someone in and Out of Time. Not sure the name of it, but that was definitely one that resonated with me. And Langston Hughes, his dream poem, Hold on to dreams, for life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly. So, something like that, I believe. Yeah. So I would say those two.
Definitely, definitely. Okay, hold on just a second. Having some technical difficulties here. See if I unmute. Oh, there it is. Okay, try now, Cynthia.
Yes, hello. Hi.
Hey, how you
Happy
doing?
New Year. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hearing you
Yeah.
good
Can
now.
you
How
hear
you
me?
doing?
Can you?
Hmm.
I am well. Happy favorite New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
All right, Sean. It is wonderful that you're bringing the flavor of Harlem back to New York. You
Hmm.
had me at the chicken spot with the KFC. I mean, really? In Harlem, for real? I love it. I love your work. I
Thank
love how you use the descriptive words to paint the picture. You're touching my creative soul with that because I flow within that same diatribe, painting the picture with the words and everything. And you'll keep going forward. Keep letting those people in Florida know what we got up here in the New York area. Thank you so much for your work.
Will do. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for that, Cynthia. Much appreciated. Now, in addition to as mentioned in your bio, you had an honorable mention for a
Mhm.
Reader's Digest Award, and you were in a and did something with Lehman College. You had your poem in a publication. Aside from those accomplishments mentioned in your bio, are there any other things that you have accomplished up to this point that you would like to share with our audience?
Hmm. Uh, Really, I would say like those like my major accomplishments. And besides like attending these events, like the getting them recorded and be able to share them with people who may not be able to go to these events, I would say that's about it, pretty much. Uh, Still working on it, still still making stuff happen. So yeah.
Now, what do you hope to accomplish with your poetry?
Um, Write more books, but also be able to go to different states, go to 10 open mics, and share my work. And then also on the platforms, like I just was able to get my books into the Florida libraries. So that's a big accomplishment for me.
Yeah, that's
So I
excellent.
just want my work out there.
On that. Right. Right. That's what's up, man. Congratulations on all of that. Now,
Thank you.
do you have any projects or events coming up that you would like to mention to our audience?
Well, I would say for y'all to stay tuned for the audio version, the audio book of Urban Words from an Urban Poet. I'm working on that, getting that done for some people who might not like to read and they just prefer to listen. So I'm working on that. They can expect that to be coming soon. And I'm going to be attending these open mics out in Florida. So I will be posting on my Instagram and my social media, and y'all can stay tuned to that. Y'all could follow me at King Shawn the Dawn with two N's at IG, Instagram. So yeah.
All right, excellent, excellent. That's what's up, man. Now, just one more thing before we close out for tonight. Um, just want to take this time out to say thank you. First and foremost, thank you, King Shawn the Dawn, for coming through, for being my first guest in 2025, season 4, number 4, episode 1 of the P.W.P Sessions podcast. Big thank you for being my guest. A big thank you to my audience tonight. Up next, we have for episode 2 another awesome poet by the name of Azar King. That episode will be on Sunday, January 26, 2025 at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you don't want to miss that episode. Be sure to tune in for that. For more information about the P.W.P Sessions podcast and Poets with Purpose, you could call me at 646-372-6230, or you can email poetswithpurpose@gmail.com. Also, check me out on Instagram. Poets Where Purpose is now on Instagram at sign poets underscore with underscore purpose. And I'm also excited to announce that Poets Where Purpose now has a website, poetswithpurpose.wordpress.com. So for those of you that may not be as active on social media as other people, you can subscribe to posts. You could subscribe to Poets with Purpose on WordPress, and you'll be able to stay connected for all the latest announcements concerning events and other poetry related information. Sorry about that. All the flyers and logos for Poets with Purpose were designed by the awesome team at Eclipse Graphics. You can find them on Instagram at sign Eclipse Graphics NY, or you can go to their website, eclipsegraphicsnewyork.com. And lastly, for those of you that would like to make a donation, you can do so through PayPal, Tap Media Man, Cash App, $ Anointed Pen, or through Zelle, utilizing my phone number, 646-372-6230. And that, ladies and gentlemen, ends episode 1 of season 4. This episode will be uploaded to the Poets with Purpose YouTube channel within the next hour or so. So be on the lookout for that post so you'll be able to freely share amongst your social media contacts. King Shawn the Dawn, thank you so much for coming through. Thank you to my audience.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all support and love. Y'all have a good evening and God bless. Thank you.